program you are about to watch contains actual police video and photos taken from the investigation's master file. On the southwest side of Houston, Texas, Lee High School senior Danish Minhas is having the time of his life.
You guys know what it's me. My name is Danish, and you guys...
It's the fulfillment of his mother's dreams. 10 years ago, single mom Tabassum Khan fled her native Pakistan for the States to offer Danish and his sister an opportunity for a better life.
Her son was like her pride and joy. She just loved him and just was very proud of him.
The front door is unsecured.
But now, on the day before Thanksgiving, Tabassum is found murdered in her home, and the prime suspect is her very own son.
His mom is dead, and he's sitting there and seems unfazed by the events. Something's wrong. Something's wrong with this kid.
But when evidence suggests he's innocent,
he just told me straight up that he thinks I killed my mom.
only a confession can get justice for Tabassum Khan. Every day, murder suspects and investigators come face to face in the police interrogation room.
I did not kill my mom.
It's where detectives separate truth from lies,
And you're gonna sit here and tell me this crap?
the innocent from the guilty.
Well, can I talk to a lawyer?
It's a place where cases are closed with killer confessions.
Oh my God. Oh, she's got blood all over.
Just use them for an ambulance.
I came home, my mom has blood over her. She's unconscious.
Okay, is she breathing normally?
No, she's not doing anything, ma'am. She's gone. I'm calling out her name. I touched her. She's not moving.
Okay. We have help on the way. Don't touch anything then, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
The front door is unsecured here.
Within minutes of 17-year-old Danish Minhas's 911 call, Houston homicide investigators arrive at the scene, where they find his mother, 42-year-old Tabassum Khan, has been stabbed to death.
Things were in their place, with the exception of the small area where the murder actually occurred.
You had the body of Tabassum that was in a sitting position, as if she slid off their leather couch. There was a coffee cup to her side, as if she was sitting down enjoying her morning, watching TV, and suddenly somebody attacked her. She had wounds to her head, wounds to her neck, a gashing wound on her leg. It had a lot of rage.
Curiously, a blanket is draped over Tabassum's face.
That tells me that whoever did this were so disgusted by the amount of blood and the violence that they used a blanket to cover her up. One would think, okay, it's a family member, somebody that knew her well did this.
Near the body, detectives find several torn envelopes spattered with blood.
These were bill envelopes. Electricity bill, water, phone, whatever. Why would someone go through someone's bills? That seemed important to me.
The front door shows no sign of forced entry, but it yields its own disturbing narrative.
On the door, near the lock, there was some blood and a fingerprint in it.
It tells me that the person, when they entered into the home, locked the door so nobody could walk in. They did their deed, and then when they left, they had to unlock what they locked, and they left a bloody fingerprint.
At the scene, the medical examiner is able to provide an early estimate as to when the murder took place.
She had been killed the previous day, not the day she was found.
Our timetable now had to go back to that Tuesday instead of that Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Within hours of finding his mother, Danish is brought in for questioning and immediately raises suspicions.
Something was clearly wrong. He's wearing white. Why was there no blood there? I would have had blood all over me if that was my mother, because I would have been holding her, they'd have pulled me off of her.
Detective Houghton begins the interview carefully.
I started out interviewing him as a witness because I'm not going to confront him as a suspect. I'm going to see what information he can give me.
She treats me as if, I was like the only son in the whole entire world. And then she does everything. I can ask. I said, Mom, I need an iPhone. Next day, I had an iPhone.
Tabasum, nicknamed Tabu, has always been protective of her youngest child and only son, who lives with her in their small apartment.
Tabasum was very sweet, very kind, and she had a really soft, sweet voice that just kind of warmed your heart when you talked to her. Tabasum was like any mother. She just adored her children, and she loved her son and how he was doing so well in school. And she was a very proud mother, and she did everything she could for them.
It's been a decade since Tabu divorced her abusive husband and left Pakistan. But as she holds on to her Muslim traditions, her son Danish fully embraces the American lifestyle.
Every day you guys are gonna have a new episode from Everybody Hates Danish. And today's topic is cafeteria.
What's up? I'm about to buy everything, man. I swear you're gonna see how much I look. Look at this boy. What's up? I'm gonna cut off this video right here because I'm running out of time. So you cut off, I'm gonna start a new video. Alright, peace.
A senior in high school, Danish serves as class president. And because of his keen interest in law enforcement, he's voted the most likely to become chief of police. Now the wannabe cop finds himself a suspect in his own mother's murder.
She came into my room, I remember. She was sleeping on the sofa. Came out after I got ready. I was heading out the door. I opened the jacket closet and pulled out my jacket.
Once they're sitting there talking to him, you're going to be intensely interested in almost everything. You're going to watch his eyes. You're going to look at inflection in his tone, changes in his speech patterns.
And, get dressed and head out the door, usually by 8:05ish. And
he's explaining from the time he last saw his mom, and you begin to notice things. Not a lot of detail, extreme detail. Not a lot of detail, extreme detail. Those things are signs of deception.
I told her, goodbye. I said, Allah Hafiz, and may God be with you. I went out, locked the door, got into my car, and I went to school.
Danish tells Houghton that around 10:30, he left school to get some papers he'd forgotten at home. It's the last time he sees his mother alive.
I closed the door, but I heard, before I completely closed the door, I heard her say my name. She said, don't lock the door. Leave it ajar just a little bit.
When he returns to school, he meets up with his new girlfriend, a girl his mother doesn't want him seeing.
My mom and I have arguments about, leniency towards, how I've been growing up and how I have to change. Because we grew up in a family method where it's, elders are always right. Me and her, she's kind of overprotective, but more disciplined type of a mother.
One of the things that Danish Minhas complained about was the fact that his mother was too controlling. He was a man. He should be treated as a man. He's not a child. And he resented that very much. He wanted to be respected as a man, and she didn't.
We started driving around.
Where do you want to go next?
Next?
Yeah.
We went uptown. We just drove all around Houston. We went everywhere.
I'll stay up for you.
What'd you think? Why don't we just kick it here tonight?
Even though it's a school night, Danish says he spends the entire night driving around.
You would think this boy, whose mother is so strict, who's already violated every rule, would have gone on home, but he doesn't. They continue to ride around.
In the meantime, my cousin, he was texting me, and he was like, what the heck? I'm worried about your mom. I'm like, me too. And that was it.
Can I look at him?
Yeah, sure. There you go.
Now, the important thing in there is that during this entire time, he's getting phone calls and texts from family members saying, why is your mom not answering the phone? Where's your mom? What's going on with your mom? If someone told me something was wrong with my mother or that they were worried, I would have gone and checked. He never went to check.
Danish says he drops his girlfriend off at home around 4 in the morning. Then, he goes to sleep in his car until 8:15 a.m. When he returns home, discovers his mother's body and calls 911.
When I pulled the blanket, all I saw was matted hair on her face. And I threw it back on and I called 911.
Then, 57 minutes into the interview,
You got a second?
Sure.
Detective Houghton's partner, Brian Harris, interrupts.
You want something to eat?
I'm good, thank
It's
you. You guys
become a
been-
standing joke. You keep
guys
saying
been
no,
nice.
but I've asked him about 8 billion times.
He's just returned from the crime scene with some intriguing information.
There's a blue latex glove that was embedded into her neck that was stuck to the blood of one of her many wounds on her body. That told me right there that the suspect cut themselves. That wasn't a paramedic's glove. Paramedics aren't gonna be that sloppy and have their gloves get caught on a wound. That was the suspect's.
The CSI team searching the home finds the apparent location of the gloves.
Underneath blankets, boxes of blue latex gloves, which tells me, as a homicide investigator, who would know that the blue latex gloves would be in Mom's closet? Would have to be somebody that she knew.
Something was clearly wrong. He's lying, but why? Is it because he did it, or does he know who did it?
Detectives Brian Harris and Paul Houghton are convinced 17-year-old Danish Minhas is somehow involved in the murder of his mother, Tabassum Khan.
Do you believe sometimes people can do acts that they normally wouldn't do in a fit of rage, in a heat of the moment, that if they could take back a split second, they would?
And his exceptionally calm demeanor isn't sitting right with Detective Harris.
I didn't think anything bad was gonna happen to my mom. You know,
When I saw how composed he was and how clean he was and how he was able to be so calm, it was more, not so much that I wanted to lash out. It really was genuine feelings of disgust. His mom is dead, and he's sitting there, and this is a kid that is engaging in conversation, yet he's unfazed by his mother's death. Every good detective needs to be a storyteller and needs to tell a story to help a person come to a point and make some decisions. Every detective will have a different story. Mine happens to be justice and mercy. But our motto is order through law and justice with mercy. What do you think justice means?
justice means, to me, I think it's just when something bad happens, someone tries to correct it.
Detective Harris explains that justice is what people deserve for committing a crime.
What do you think mercy is?
Forgiveness, I think.
Okay, some people say forgiveness, okay? Some people say leniency, so a lot of people say getting what you want.
Mercy, Harris says, is what people need. He is subtly opening the door to the notion of Danish confessing.
I was hoping that he would reach for the mercy and that he would see that what he needed was to be able to explain, maybe there was an argument or maybe a big fight, give him an out, how such a successful kid could be wrapped up in something so horrible. What I believe mercy is people getting what they need, not what they want, not what they deserve, but what they need.
Like as a requirement. Like as a requirement.
No, giving people what they need.
But there are no signs that Danish is looking for any kind of out.
He was not reaching out for an explanation of what had gone on. And if you don't reach out for mercy or you manipulate mercy, justice has to kick in.
To see if he can break through the teenager's indifference, Detective Harris lays it on the line.
Because people could understand, because, you know, the crime scene talks to us, okay? It talks to us. Right? She wasn't killed by a stranger. She was killed by somebody that knew her very, very, very well. My role at that point in time was just to plant the seed in Danish that the gig was up. I quickly found out that that was just falling on deaf ears. I mean, you realize that the family's going to support you, okay?
Yeah.
If you're responsible for this death, your family will support
Hold
you.
on. Responsible, what are you trying to say?
If you killed your mother.
I didn't kill my mother. I can't even go there. Why would I kill my mother when she's done so much for me?
Because sometimes in a minute of rage, come on in, Paul. We do things. Do you understand?
I would never have rage against my mother. Never. To the last minute, she was arguing with me about my internship.
I'm going to let Paul sit down here, and Paul will continue this, but I can tell you from a crime scene standpoint, I've been out there all day.
I know you told me.
I've been out there all day. We just now got back, okay?
I know you told me.
Your mother was killed by somebody very, very, very close to her, okay? And there was a lot of rage. In other words, when people get mad, a lot of things can happen in 20 seconds. I confronted him about some things and then just kind of left it hanging there and walked out.
I don't know what all he was talking to you about.
He just told me straight up that he thinks I killed my mom. And that's what he's talking about rage. I mean, I've never even gotten any fights at school. Mm-hmm. I've never had anything of that sort.
I've seen who I believe you are. But something happened yesterday morning, and it's changed things.
It definitely has.
And what you're going to have to do is decide whether you're going to become the people I hunt,
the people you help,
or the people I help.
I don't want to be the first one.
Right. But you have to understand that that's a decision only you make, because it's not going to be my decision. But I believe that if you do that, your soul is truly lost, son. Under normal circumstances, people don't respond the way Donish did. They're going to be agitated. They're going to be frustrated at the time. He wants information. He wants to know where I'm going. And especially with a controlling personality like Donish, he needs to know. I mean, there's evidence.
Well, what's the evidence?
I'm not going to. Okay. The thing is, I could sit here and try to play by play with you, but I'm doing you no good.
But why would a 17-year-old with no history of violence kill his own mother? Houghton searches for a possible motive. When he brings up the family's finances, Donish dismisses its impact.
Hear me out. You said if you're going to financial crisis, this is not the first time my mom's been laid off.
Houghton tries again, introducing Donish's need for independence.
You don't want to be told what to do all the time. You don't want to be treated like a child. You don't want someone calling you every 5 or 6 minutes, every 15 minutes.
Again, Donish deflects the detective's assertion.
Well, I personally don't mind the checking in on me because I actually tell everybody that I actually get it. I actually feel secure when my mom checks up on me.
Donish and the detective thrust and parry like fencers. Donish wards off every question and keeps bringing the conversation back to how good his mother was to him.
She's raised me good. I am a complete gentleman. I respect everybody that I meet. I am courteous wherever I go, and it's all thanks to her.
The two talk in circles for more than an hour. Houghton becomes increasingly frustrated as Donish keeps changing his story.
You just got done saying you're arguing, and now you're saying you weren't. It's things like that that make it clear that you're lying, and you're continuing to lie, and you cannot get out of a lie without telling the truth. If he had been able, for instance, to give me exact answers, exact details, and his answers were consistent every time, it would have been hard for me to discredit him. Our interview would have been very short, but he was none of those things. Everything was changing. Every time we talked to something different. The truth is kind of like that chair. If you only got 2 of the 4 legs, you can't sit in it. Hell, even if you got 3, you're not going to be able to sit in it. And you're missing a whole lot of legs for your chair right now.
Leaving the accusation of murder hanging in the air, Detective Houghton steps away, hoping Donish will reconsider his claims of innocence. Alone in the room, Donish talks quietly, as if to his mother.
All my love to you. You know I couldn't do this to you.
It's not what the detectives are expecting to hear. The kid is sticking to his story.
We reached a point where we needed to go ahead and confront him and become confrontational.
It's a risky strategy. If Donish asks for an attorney, the questioning is effectively over. But it's an approach the detectives feel is well worth taking.
You saw a little creature walk in here?
No.
And it was waddling? And it went quack, 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 and it had a big bill on it, and it went quack, 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 quack. What would that creature be called?
There's no duck here.
Okay, but you would call it a duck if you saw a little creature like that, right?
Yeah.
You said that, right?
I call it duck.
Duck, right? Because if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, looks like a duck, it's what?
Duck.
It's a duck, okay? And with your mom's death, screaming that it's somebody very close to her. Screaming that it's the one time her son goes out all night long. Why didn't you go home at 4:30 in the morning?
Well, I was with a friend, and after we dropped her off, I drove around.
Why?
That was just too late already. You know, I was like, I'll just deal with my mom in the morning when I see her.
So all this time that you're sitting there with your mom, not responding, not answering the damn phone, and you're within a mile of her, and you don't bother to go by and check on her? What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You want to tell me how you love your mother and you care about your mother?
I did.
But you didn't even go check on her? When your sister's saying she's not responding, when your uncle, your cousin is talking to you on the phone with your text saying she's not responding, all you would have had to do is go by and check on her. I attacked him based on the lies, the inconsistencies, but also his betrayal of his mother. You stayed out all night long because you were avoiding.
But I didn't think anything was wrong with my mom.
Clearly it was. You're sending a message. This is someone. Close it. This is someone who sits there and checks on you all the time and worries about you and carries on.
That's the wrong
and she
part.
is not responding to anything. And you are within a mile of her, off and on, all night long, and you don't even check.
Okay.
You don't go by a single time to do anything. Aren't you the caring son? Don't you show how much you stand up for your mother because she's always taken care of you? And you're going to sit here and tell me this crap because right now, you know what? I'm pissed. Because if that's your mother and you cared about her, you would have carried your over there and checked on her.
Okay.
But you didn't.
You know what?
You know why you didn't? Because you knew.
Can I finish? Can I finish?
Are you going to lie some more?
No.
If you were a totally innocent person at that moment, you're not going to tolerate that garbage from Paul. You're going to say, enough, I'm done. I'm done with you.
So if that was going on, I would have thought, gosh, I better go check on my mom.
Yeah, but I didn't think somebody's going to come stab my mom.
But you could have gone and checked on her.
Donish is free to leave at any time. Free to leave. All he had to say is, I'm done. I want to stop. He never said, stop. To come as harsh as Paul did at him, and he doesn't say enough, I'm done with you, huge red flag, huge red flag.
Well, because you don't believe me. I'm sorry you don't believe me.
I don't think you are sorry. I think you're quite arrogant about it.
After hammering away for 34 minutes, Detective Houghton spells out what he believes are Donish's motives.
You've been angry. You've been resentful. You've been
that
frustrated
angry
as
to
hell.
kill my mom. I can't be that angry to kill my mom, even out
Of
of
course
rage.
you can't.
I
This
did.
morning you said you wanted me to find out what happened. Well, we know what happened. It's obvious by
I did not
everything
kill my
you've
mom.
done. If you didn't, you know who did.
All right, how do I know who did my mom?
Because someone let them in. If you didn't do it, someone let them in, and someone stood over after the fact and felt bad and tried to cover it up. Somebody tried to give her some dignity after it was over. Somebody. Now, who would have done that? Because it sure isn't some stranger.
For an hour and 27 minutes,
How am I supposed to know someone's gonna come stab my mom?
Why didn't you go check?
the two go toe-to-toe.
And you do all this. You know how dumb that sounds?
It does.
Do you?
Neither gives an inch.
Now you're gonna either walk out of this room and find your in trouble for the rest of your life, or you're gonna step up and be a man like you're sitting here claiming you are and you want to be. No one is gonna respect you if you can't step the hell up. We were in that interview room for a long time. It's extremely tiring for me. I'm exhausted, and I'm just trying to finish up now and go home. He would have stayed longer if I had let him, because he wasn't worried.
While detectives Harris and Houghton remain convinced of Donish's guilt, without a confession, they have no choice. They have to let the teenager go, but not before getting his fingerprints.
I know pretty quickly that if we can determine whose bloody thumbprint that is, then we got our suspect. So we do what's called elimination prints.
Press each finger firmly on the paper.
And we took the old-fashioned way with the ink and piece of paper, took Donish's fingerprints.
In just a few hours, the lab comes back with some stunning results.
That bloody fingerprint was not Donish's. So we knew we had a different suspect on our hands.
I believed that was going to be his print, and it wasn't. So why wasn't it? Am I wrong? Is it someone else?
It's not Donish. Then who?
The fingerprint is run through a nationwide database, but no match appears. Still thinking Donish is somehow involved in the murder, investigators ask to see the school surveillance system to determine if Donish is in fact telling the truth and was in school that day.
The principal was outstanding. He was able to pull the footage up of Tuesday.
It's definitely him. That's him.
And was able to track anywhere the cameras saw Donish Minhas in that same cream sweater with the cream pants and the little collar shirt.
When Donish shows up in several images throughout the school day, it appears detectives Houghton and Harris are looking at the wrong suspect. With no other leads to chase down, their investigation is brought to a standstill. Then, in early December, a couple of weeks after the murder, the case is re-energized.
I suddenly received a phone call from the campus police officer. Police officer said that they had arrested a student by the name of Nure Muhammad.
Nure, a senior at the high school, is found to be in the possession of the prescription drug, Xanax.
What was odd about this arrest was that Nure Muhammad was asking for Donish. He kept on saying, somebody run and get Donish, somebody get Donish, please, somebody get Donish.
Tell him I'm looking for him, all right?
And the police officer thought that was strange because they ran in different circles. So that caught his attention. And then, what he revealed next, I about ran out of my chair immediately. He noticed Nure was wearing a single glove, just like Michael Jackson. When he asked Nure to remove the glove, he noticed that he had a cut on his weak hand and the webbing along by his thumb.
In interview room number 2, Detective Harris introduces himself to Nure Muhammad.
I wanted to talk to him about Donish Minhas, not about the case he was arrested about. And he readily agreed. He said, sure. And we then started our trek towards homicide.
Like with Donish, I just barely started seeing him like this semester when I got to I have a class when fourth period, I would have Spanish too.
Nure is a suspected gang member with a checkered criminal past. He's unimpressed with the standard interrogation techniques, so Detective Harris will have to outmaneuver his suspect.
You know that his mom was murdered?
Yes.
Has anyone told you who a suspect may be?
I just heard the rumor, and then I kind of that's Danish, that's his. All I heard was she got killed or shot. They told me she got killed, and then people was like, oh, said like she got shot, this and that.
He had said that he had heard Donish's mom was shot, which I thought was interesting, that he would deflect the manner in which she was killed. But other than that, he didn't acknowledge anything to do with the death. And he was confronted, and he was asked several times. I mean, but I think you know more than what you're telling me about Donish and this whole situation with your mom, with his mom. So why are you holding back?
Because I don't know that much about Donish.
And you know how his mom died. She didn't die from gunshot wounds. She died from multiple stab wounds.
That's that.
Mm-hmm. Nure is what I would consider a non-emotional offender. I know I can't appeal to him emotionally. I can't try to bluff him about evidence that we don't have because he's not going to buy it. So I'm just going to let him talk, and my goal was to get his fingerprints, get his DNA, get him to deny being in there. So if the fingerprint comes back, that's as good as a confession.
Yeah.
So have you been inside that apartment?
No, I haven't, sir.
Do you know where he lives?
No, I don't know.
You have no idea?
No idea.
Never told you where? While Nur Muhammad was sitting in the interview room, he had the glove, just like the officer described. So I asked him how he got the cut on his hand. Let me see your cup. How do you cut it on your left hand like that?
I was grabbing that turkey, man. I started like going slowly with it. Then all of a sudden, man, like there was this girl that had brought over, and like she started talking to me, and I was like, man, just shut up, and then that's what happened.
And he said he was slicing turkey on a Tuesday morning, about 10:30 in the morning. That would be about the time of our murder. What didn't make sense about Nur Muhammad's story was what high school kid at 10 o'clock in the morning is going to be slicing turkey on a Tuesday, 2 days before Thanksgiving.
30 minutes into the interview, Nur Muhammad's story is becoming more and more absurd. So Harris decides it's time to cut to the chase.
Did you kill his mom?
No, I did not, sir.
Hmm?
No, I did not.
I mean, here you are, you call out for Donish last Friday when you happen to get arrested, and then the officers notice that you got this cut on your thumb. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you're like this, you said you're righty or you're lefty?
I'm a righty.
Okay. And if you're holding somebody, just like cutting a turkey, see what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a pretty deep cut. All right? Almost like that. And that's why we're interested in what you have to say.
Yeah.
You know?
It was worth the shot, but Detective Harris sees Nure isn't going to admit to anything and calls it a day.
All right.
With the drug charges dropped and nothing else against him, Nure voluntarily provides fingerprints and is free to go.
There'll be another day to deal with Nur Muhammad.
That day comes 2 weeks later.
I had to go down to the print lab to look at some fingerprint evidence on a different case. And as I'm standing there talking to them, I happen to glance in at the table and a name pops out at me, Nur Muhammad.
And when investigators re-examine the school's surveillance photos from the morning of the homicide,
lo and behold, there's Nur Muhammad walking with Donish at about 10:38 a.m., leaving the school grounds.
That's just minutes before Donish's mother is killed. It's enough for Detectives Houghton and Harris to bring Donish back into their interview room.
We've been to the judge, we talked about your rights, we've gone over your rights.
6 weeks earlier, Donish denied any involvement in the case.
Well, we know what happened. It's obvious by everything you've done. If you didn't, you know who did.
This time, Donish is a very different young man.
In order so we could get this statement from you and we can hear what happened, what's been going on with this Nure guy and everything else. Do you understand that? Are you ready to do that? Yes? No? He's not that cocky, arrogant person that we saw the day his mom's body was found. So what happened, do you remember the day that your mom was killed? Not the day you found her, the day that she was killed? Yes. What was the day?
Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
Tuesday right before Thanksgiving? Okay, so tell me what happened that day when you go to school.
I went to school, and I was usually Tuesdays was like my off type of day.
At the beginning of Donish's second interview, Donish says Nur Muhammad is a scary guy, a gangster. Donish was just scared. And he said that Nure on this day tried to rob him. Okay?
That's what he had left in my throat.
Oh, you put a knife to your throat?
I'll do what I have to do.
Because I wasn't doing it because I knew he's killed people before.
So Donish then explains that he can show him where some money is.
Donish claims he tells Nure about cash his mother has at the house.
And whatever that
How
was
much money was there?
It was $1,050.
And what was it in?
It was in an envelope.
Like just a plain white envelope?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
An envelope. I knew it was right there. And then that's when I was like, okay, well, yeah, that's fine. We'll just give him that money.
The two drive to Donish's apartment, where he says he's hoping against hope his mother isn't home.
Went home, I opened the door, and I was like, shh. My heart just dropped because she was at home.
When he returns to the car, Danish says he pleads with Nure not to harm his mom.
There's money right on the sofa. Don't do anything to her. Just take the money and I'll take wherever you have to go. Don't do anything to her.
Danish claims he can do nothing but wait for Nure to find his mom's cash and come back.
So you're waiting in the car?
I'm waiting in the car, and then after several minutes, he comes back down, and he's got blood over him, and and I see, he tells me his stump's cut, and I see his stump's cut, and he's bleeding and he's hurting, and he tells me he killed her.
Okay. I know this is hard, but what did he say exactly? Comes in your car. Did he have the money?
He said he couldn't find the money. He said she fought back.
Okay, so he couldn't find the money that she fought back. And then what happened?
He told me he killed her.
He said he killed her? And then what'd you guys do from there?
It's a heartbreaking story. One Sergeant Harris isn't buying for a second. And there's one detail he knows will prove him right.
Was he wearing gloves?
Yeah, he was wearing gloves.
What color were the gloves?
Gloves were blue.
Okay. Where did he get those gloves from? From you. Why did you give him gloves? What was the purpose behind it?
He said, I don't want she said, I don't want my everywhere. That's what he said.
Under intense questioning, Danish continues to insist he had no choice but to help Nur Muhammad rob his mother. But can Detective Harris get him to admit it's a lie?
Okay. All right. Did you hire Nure?
No, sir, I did not
hire
hire
your mom.
I didn't hire Nure at all. I never did. I never think of anything like that.
And so we kind of leave it at that. Don't really have a confession. And I leave the room.
Convinced now more than ever that Danish isn't telling the whole truth, Harris turns to what he hopes will be his ace in the hole.
You want a ginger snap?
Ginger snap?
They're kind of spicy, but sometimes they can be quite tasty.
Nur Muhammad, Danish's fellow classmate, is in the next room. Fully aware his fingerprint has been matched to the crime scene, he's ready to talk. And his story paints a completely different picture of Danish's role in his mother's murder.
He started in the beginning telling me that he had a job for me, and I was like, what kind of job? He said, like, well, I need you to, take care of somebody. At first, I thought, it'd probably be just some average dude, this and that. But then when he went in detail telling me about this is actually his mother and this and that, I'm like, she...
Well, tell me about that. Okay. What do you mean? He wanted to pay you to kill his mother?
Yes.
What did he say?
He told me, like, when do you think you can do it? And I was like, I'm not sure about that. I told him, I'll pay you good. Okay. So I kind of thought to myself, like, I want this person that bad, and he's going to pay me, so I might just get some money to help me out a little bit. Like,
Because what was going on in your life?
In my life, I'll start from the beginning. Like, people always think I'm a bad person, but I'm not really a bad person.
Then, with an eerie tranquility, Nure walks the detective through the events of November 24th.
Danish came through during third period gym because I had skipped my class and I just stayed in the gym. He came in, started talking to me, telling me, like, you want to do it right now?
The two leave school and drive together to Tabassum's apartment, where Danish opens the trunk of his car.
He went to the trunk to give him the gloves and everything.
Okay, he went to the trunk. What kind of gloves did he give you?
It was some blue gloves or something.
What else did he give you?
There was a knife in the trunk I picked up.
What did the knife look like?
It was just like regular.
Was it a big butcher knife, steak knife?
Just like this size.
Okay.
Nure sneaks upstairs, where he finds Tabassum alone in the apartment.
I went inside, but I saw the person.
And what was the person doing when you saw them?
They were just laying down. They looked at me for a second, and they were like, they just looked at me like in confused face. And I don't know, I kind of panicked because I was like, I thought for a second, I shouldn't do this. But they already seen me, and so I just jumped and I just attacked.
Did she stand up?
No, she didn't stand up. I didn't let her stand up. I just pushed her down, and I grabbed her.
Okay.
Started stabbing her in the stomach, I think, and then she pulled me closer, biting me, and
okay. I'm gonna be her, okay?
Okay.
I'm sitting on the couch, okay? I'm sitting on the couch.
Like, let's say you grab me with your left, you're pulling me close, and I'm just stabbing you right here, but you're like just choking me, trying to choke me.
Okay.
And I start moving, and I put my mouth right here and start stabbing you in the neck.
Okay. And how did you get your thumb? Show me how you
My
got
thumb was when I went like that. I think during that process it got me. And I didn't feel nothing until I stopped. I just saw her eyes roll over, and I was just like, I was kind of shocked. I'm like, I was kind of shocked when I saw her eyes rolled over. I'm like, oh. I grabbed the sheets and I threw it over her face. I just felt disgusted myself for a second looking at her.
Frantically, Nure looks for the money Danish said would be there. He desperately tears open several envelopes, but none of them contain cash.
I didn't want to be in there no more. Like, man, I've been here long enough.
Nure runs to the front door, unlatching the deadbolt, leaving his bloody thumbprint behind.
He ran down the stairs, jumped in the car, and Danish was waiting for him.
I started walking towards the car door and got inside. And that's when I started panicking a little bit. I'm like, all right, man, I did it. And Danish started telling me, all right, man, you actually did it? I'm like, yes. I'm like, look at my hand, man, what the hell? He's like, I got you, man, I got you.
The deed's done. But with the money left behind, Danish returns to retrieve Nure's payment.
And how much was it?
It was about exactly $1,000.
$1,000?
Yes.
Nure leaves little doubt that he was hired to kill Tabassum Khan by her son, Danish Minhas. During Nure's 20-minute confession, Danish has been left alone in the next room as the camera continues to roll.
When we leave the room, he's dry heaving. He's trying to throw up. And that is an indication that his stomach is such in a knot. He's under such anxiety.
But when Detective Harris returns, Danish has pulled himself together and is ready to talk.
Are you ready to clarify some things? Okay. I'm just gonna let you talk, okay? I'd rather have you ask me questions. Okay, I will ask you questions.
But before Harris can even ask the question...
And you kind of told me a scenario.
I hired Nure Mohammed to kill my mom.
You hired Nure Mohammed? Okay. You want to say, yes, got it. You're excited, you're pumped up, but you can't show that in that interview room. And tell me what the plan was, the agreement, and how it all went down.
Basically, I snapped because I was growing up and my mom still used to treat me like I was a little kid.
So when did you decide, I'm not going to take this anymore? When? In October, November? When was it?
About 2-3 months.
2-3 months? And so what did you, how did you pick Nure?
He goes to my school, and then he was gang-related, and he was killing other people before.
During his 20-minute confession, Danish never sheds a tear, a stark contrast to his earlier performance.
Okay, so you went to your place. What was the plan going to be?
I was going to be there. I'm going to keep the door unlocked, and he's just going to go in and do whatever he has to do, and take the money, and I'll be waiting for him to drop him off right away. He needs to be dropped off.
Comes back to the car and tell me what he looks like at this point.
He's got blood all over him, and his thumb's cut.
Okay. And
he says he needs medical attention. Like, okay. And then he was like, drop me at my friend's place. I don't know the friend's name, but took him in.
Tell me what happened when you went back in the room.
Went back there, I opened the door, and went, I knew where the money was. Got it, and got back out, got into my car.
The envelope that had the money, did it have blood on it?
Definitely, it did have blood on it.
Tell me, did you see your mom the second time you went in the house?
Mm-hmm. She was in the position that she was in.
Was she covered up, or?
Yeah, she was covered up.
Okay.
Monica told me that he put the blanket over.
Harris now questions how Danish could go out all night with his girlfriend, knowing full well that his mother was lying dead in the apartment.
Back to school. You're a pretty cool cat, man.
How did you hold it together? What went on?
It was, every moment, that was, you don't know how hard it was.
We have some text messaging and different stuff. We have all your phone stuff, okay? And you're talking about what the best night of your life that you had with her.
Well, then I was out. I just couldn't tell them when it happened. Because I was so scared. I was very, and
you were able to go to the movie?
I went to the movies. I went to the opposite, and we went to the mall.
He's confronted about going out with Kristen and going to Galveston and going to those things. And he said he did all that because he just didn't want to come to the reality that his mom was dead. The 911 call was chilling because it's almost a rehearsed story.
I came home, my mom has lit up her, she's unconscious.
He's laying out his alibi, that he had been out all night, that the door was unlocked. And then the most chilling part of the 911 tape is when the 911 operator asks him, "Will you do CPR on your mother?" And he said he couldn't get to her. His mother was in the middle of a living room floor, and he can't get to his mother. When I hear Danish lay out the story that he hired somebody to kill his mother at 17 years old, a kid who virtually was provided for everything, it wasn't disgust, it was sadness. This kid had everything and threw it all away because of his selfishness.
Danish, he's a liar. He killed his mother. He doesn't even have the courage to do it himself. I have no respect for him at all.
The world's missing something now. How can anyone take all her life or all her joy because someone had to take her out for some money? And that's just awful.
Before the case goes to trial, Nure Muhammad accepts a plea deal by agreeing to testify against Danish. Nure is sentenced to 40 years in prison. Danish Minhas, at the urging of his family, also accepts a plea bargain to avoid a trial and the possibility of life behind bars. He is sentenced to 50 years in prison.
Our goal is to get the truth out. And for me, every time that's done, it's a win.